This is Press TV's Top 5. Thanks very much for joining us. Israel's offensive against the besieged Gaza Strip is in its 10th day. At least 223 Palestinians have been killed in the attacks since July the 8th. 6 Palestinians, including a child and an elderly citizen, were killed in an attack in Khan Yunis. Earlier, 3 people lost their lives when their vehicle was hit in the same city. 4 children were also killed in Israel's airstrikes on a beach. Medical sources say that nearly 1,700 Gazans have been injured so far. According to Palestinian humanitarian groups, 80% of the victims are civilians, with at least 49 of them being children. Around 18,000 Palestinians have also taken shelter in Gazan schools. Meanwhile, Palestinian resistance movement Hamas has agreed to join a temporary ceasefire requested by the United Nations. The ceasefire will start at 700 GMT on Thursday. To get the latest on that situation in Gaza, we're now joined by Ashraf Shannon, Press TV's correspondent, who is joining us live now from the Gaza Strip. Now, Ashraf, how are Palestinians feeling at this time about this talk of this 5-hour ceasefire?
Well, there's a mood of anxiety among the people of Gaza because they still don't know what's going to happen starting at 0700 GMT. That's about 7 hours from now. Hamas movement has officially announced that Hamas and other Palestinian factions in Gaza have agreed to a period of calming. They did not call it a ceasefire or truce. They said a period of calming for 5 hours, starting from 10 a.m. local time till 3 p.m. Meanwhile, the Israeli air raids continue against the people of Gaza. 1.8 million people living here continue to be on the receiving end of constant Israeli attacks. Israel carried out at least a dozen airstrikes throughout the Gaza Strip in the last hour alone. At least 223 people been killed so far, and around 1,700 people were injured. Many of the injured are in critical condition. The death and the injuries come amid continued shortages in hospital supplies, which resulted already from the 8 years of Israeli blockade, and also the continued Israeli attack for 10 days now have almost depleted all the supplies for the hospitals, despite some aid that they have received in the last 2 days.
And speaking about hospitals and the humanitarian situation, Ashraf, what is the latest on the Rafah crossing with Egypt? Is Egypt cooperating to try to help those who are critically injured?
Well, Waqara doesn't look that way. They open it once or twice, and that's it. They allowed an aid convoy earlier today to cross the Rafah crossing, and twice before that they allowed the exit of some of those who were injured. But for the people of Gaza, if Egypt wants to do something for their brothers and sisters in Gaza, I mean the Egyptian people, they should have opened the Rafah crossing immediately as the new onslaught on Gaza started, but they did not do that. All we see from the Egyptian media is a hatred speech against the people of Gaza. A lot of people in Gaza have bitter feelings because of what they keep hearing on Egyptian media.
Okay, Ashraf, thanks very much for that. That was Ashraf Shan speaking to us live from Gaza.